Have you ever been caught in the push, push, push cycle and nothing seems to move? Fear not. Today we're going to talk about slowing down to speed up. Hey, beautiful human. It's me, Rebecca Wiener McGregor, the Anxiety Eraser, and welcome to another episode of Effective Immediately. Today we're going to be talking about the power of reflection, realignment, and I'm going to throw in refinement as well. Okay? So often lately, I've been hearing about this idea of slowing down to speed up. And if you've been hanging around long enough, I've shared a little bit about my experience with having we'll call it a pretty big failure last year, something that I was working on and just did not work. And what I discovered through the help of a friend we were in a conversation and I said, as soon as I get this figured out, then I'm going to do this. And she said to me in the way only a best friend can say, well, when is that going to be? How much longer is that going to take? And I realized that I had been pushing on this thing for a long time and it wasn't moving. So what I did instead was completely reevaluate the whole scenario and found that I was able to find the issue, find the place where I was out of alignment, and make a massive shift. So here's what we're going to talk about today. The idea of slowing down and reflecting on what's not working, what is working, and what to do next. Okay? First of all, let's talk about why reflection matters. Sometimes we are in this push, push, push cycle. We're in the hustling cycle even. We're in the chasing. And we don't even realize it until we take a pause to assess where we are and what we're doing. Now, one of the things that has to happen here, right, is for you to be very loving with yourself and very gentle and collect the data, okay? So here's what we're doing in this situation. We're collecting data. We are not judging. We're assessing. We're acknowledging, we're building our awareness, but we are not judging because judging is rooted in fear and fear is resistance and resistance is not your friend. As Stephen Pressfield says, resistance is the engine of destruction. If you haven't read The War of Art, I highly recommend it. Not The Art of War, The War of Art. Okay. So when we stop, when we take a pause, we take a breath and we look at, okay, I've been doing this thing, pushing forward, chasing it. I'm chasing this thing and nothing's moving the way I want it to. Or it's not moving as quickly. I'm not getting the traction that I want. I feel like I'm running through mud. It's just not moving the way I want to. Here's what you do. You take to this moment to reflect, okay, this is important for me. This is important for me to reflect on because this is how I make informed decisions about how to move forward. If we don't do any debrief, if we don't do any reflection, how do we know what's working? So think of a situation in your life where there's been a lot of pushing, a lot of nudging, a lot of wanting to move forward, but it's not going as quickly as you want. Take this time to think about, okay, what is working? What is definitely not working? And what am I not sure about yet? Here's what's important about this self-reflection is that it improves your self-awareness. Yes, it improves your self-awareness, and nothing changes without awareness, right? The more that you connect to yourself, the more that you understand what's happening with you, what's happening with your mind, what's happening with your body, what your spirit is trying to tell you, the stronger your relationship gets. The more connection you have to yourself and your desires, the stronger that connection gets. It's a relationship with yourself. And you will know yourself better. Decisions will be easier. Actions will be faster. So much comes out of this building awareness and building this relationship with yourself. When you are in relationship with yourself, it actually reduces stress. Usually we get burned out, we get stressed out because all of our attention is on someone or something else or someone's, right? It could be family, it could be friends, it could be clients, it could be team, it could be community. So often we get caught in taking care of everybody else that we lose connection with ourselves and with our true desires. Here's a little asterisk. Sometimes things don't work because we don't really want them. They look good in the beginning. Maybe someone else had a similar idea and it looked great on them, but it wasn't really for us. Sometimes things don't work because they're out of alignment. Some piece of it isn't resonating with your spirit. Some piece of it doesn't make sense with the rest of your desires or your values or your standards or your character. And it's okay. But we don't learn this unless we build that relationship with ourselves. We don't learn this without taking time to pause and reflect. Okay, here's what's so powerful about being able to be in this space where we are aware of who we are. We're aware of what our body feels when we do certain things. We are receiving messages from our body. We're receiving messages from our intuition. We are in this communication zone because we've slowed down, because we've practiced it, and then we get to make decisions so much easier. And when we make decisions with ease, there's a couple things that are happening. We're trusting ourselves. We're trusting that no matter what comes from this decision, that we'll be able to handle it. And we're trusting that everything that we do, we're going to learn from. Even if it sucks, even if it's hard, even if it's difficult, that we get to learn something. Okay, moving forward. Here is, once we've gathered this data, right, we get to identify what is working. And your effective immediately moments are woven into this as well. When you take a look at what is working, you get to revel in the success. You get to enjoy and celebrate the successes that you've had, the strategies and the actions and the beliefs that are working, the ones that have brought positive results. And of course, I want you to go deep and think about not just the actions that you're taking that are working, but what are the beliefs behind them? Because sometimes we take action, but there's not a belief that it'll actually work behind it. So it doesn't carry the energy, it doesn't create the momentum, and it doesn't create the shift that we want by taking the action. Remember, your mind is running everything. Even without you being aware of it, in your 60 to 70 to 80,000 thoughts per day, your subconscious mind is running 90+% of your behavior. So if you're taking action, but your heart isn't in it, you're not believing in it, some part of you is thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do my best. But there's some part of you, some piece of your energy that thinks, oh, this is useless. It's not going to happen for me anyway. I'm just going to do this to say that I did it, to say that I tried. But it's not working. You can see where the energy fades on that, right? The energy isn't there as strongly as if you're putting your heart into it. And your body knows. Your spirit knows. So there will be a disconnect. Your results will be different. Your results will be different than they would be if you took action completely aligned with the belief that this is going to make a difference. Whatever this is, whatever the action is going to make a difference in moving toward your vision. Okay. When you recognize what's working, you get to reinforce and amplify the things that are giving you the positive results. What is already working well sometimes isn't so obvious. But when you peel back the layers and you can look at, okay, I didn't realize that this thing that I was doing was giving me such a positive result. What if I amplified that? What if I did more of that? What if I just did even 15% more of that with the belief that that 15% more would make a difference? What would that create for me? then, of course, one of my favorite things is that you get to give gratitude. You get to feel the appreciation. You get to feel the grateful feelings for what is working. You get to cheer yourself on. You get to love yourself up, and you get to congratulate yourself for everything that you have been doing well. This is fuel. Gratitude energizes you. You need energy to fulfill your mission, to move toward your vision. If you're not energizing yourself, you will get burned out. That's why the push, push, push feels so yucky, because you get to receive as well. Whether it's from yourself, whether it's from your clients, whether it's from your family or your friends, etc. Okay, now here's the thing. The next step is facing what's not working, okay? This is looking at, okay, I've been in this push, push, push cycle. I'm pausing, I'm slowing down, I'm taking a look at where I am, what are my results, what are the actions and thoughts and beliefs that I have and the behaviors that I have. Now that I've gone through what is working, what is not working? And here is a really important time to leave out the judgment, okay? Once again, we're collecting data. Leave out the judgment here, especially when you're looking at what's not working. Because you may be not moving forward as quickly as you want to. There may even be the F word, the failure word, looming around. Because some of the actions that you're taking are not giving you the desired result, means that there's failure, but it does not mean that you are a failure. I'm going to say that again. Just because some of your actions are failing to give you the result that you want does not mean that you are a failure. Failure is part of success. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is steps in your success. Okay? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, moving forward. When we allow ourselves to take a look at what's not working, we identify areas of stress, frustration, stagnation. When we do that, we can make simple adjustments. We can adjust our beliefs. We can adjust our habits. We can adjust our energy. Sometimes those simple adjustments will help the things move that need to move. And sometimes we will look at it and realize, okay, I've been doing this thing, trying to get this client or trying to help this client, but it's not working. What's a different way that I can approach this? And here's the fun part. When you notice, and yes, there is a fun part of failing, okay? The fun part of failing is that you get to get really creative about this challenge. You get to look at this challenge from a new perspective and think, okay, I'm going to have some fun here trying to figure this out. Not taking on, oh my gosh, I've failed, I'm a failure, I can't do anything right, I'm going to stop doing everything. That is not working, right? That's not going to be the answer for you. It's getting really curious. Okay, if I finesse this thing, if I fine-tune this thing and I try that, what do I think will happen? And then taking the action and trying it. Letting yourself be in curiosity, letting yourself be in constructive criticism, letting yourself be in a playful place where there previously was a lot of stress and frustration will actually bring you more energy. And remember, I just said you need energy to fuel the passion of your mission. Okay, so give yourself lots of grace here, okay? Because most of the time, what we are taught, what we see around us, is that we are trying to do things, we're push, 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 and it's not working. So we get mad, 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 and we get frustrated and we stop, or we break everything, or we burn it to the ground, or we even think about doing that. And that's not the solution. At least it's not the only solution, right? Generally speaking, we can think of maybe 3, 4, 5 solutions to our problems. 3, 4, 5, 6 solutions to some piece that's failing in our lives. But we live in an infinite universe with an infinite God. That means there are infinite solutions available to us. Try again without judgment. Try again without placing a whole bunch of stress on yourself. Try again, trusting that every move that you make, you're going to learn something and you're going to become the person that you need to become in order to fulfill the task, in order to move toward your vision. This is all an act of becoming the person that you need to be in order to have the things that you want. So be really loving here, okay? All right. As we recognize what's not working, we can adjust course. We can simply shift our sails. We can shift our beliefs. We can shift our action. We can shift our behaviors. We can shift our energy. There are many, many things, many variables about us that we can shift. And sometimes our beliefs and energy are the number one things that need to be shifted in order to make the things work. Sometimes we're in the push, push, push cycle because we think we have to prove ourselves. We think that maybe we're not worthy of the thing that we want, but we're going to try like hell to get it anyway. We're going to try to fight against that belief to get it anyway. Or maybe even just carrying around the belief that the kind of success that we're desiring or pushing toward isn't meant for us. So we have to prove something to ourselves and to everybody else as we get it. There are a million other different kinds of resistance that come from ourselves and the outside world as we're moving toward a goal anyway. But here you get to come back to yourself and you get to recognize if there's a belief standing in my way, then it can be changed. If you discover a belief inside of you or you're not sure what the belief is, remember this moment when I said to you, you can find the belief and you can shift the belief. That's my specialty. That's how I help people. So you can come back to this moment and think, Rebecca told me that no matter what I believe about a situation, about what I believe about myself, and if it's standing in the way of my success, my joy, my love, my relationships, my vision, then I can shift it. It's nice knowing that, isn't it? We're talking about our mind running everything. We have to have our beliefs in line to get what we want, or to at least make it easier to get what we want, right? Okay. Now, then there's this beautiful place of the in-between. We're not sure exactly what's not working. We're not sure exactly what is having huge success, but there are some pieces that we want to continue doing. Some pieces that fuel you, some pieces that make you feel good, some pieces that give you more feedback, some pieces that give you more answers, some pieces that give you more connection to yourself. They may not be the huge result bringer, but it may energize you. So there are the things that we want to keep doing, right? There are the things that we want to stop doing or adjust. And then there are the things that we want to continue doing because they fuel us in our understanding of ourselves, in our understanding of the process, in our understanding of growth, in our understanding of becoming the person that we want to become in order to have the things that we desire. All of this helps you to build a stronger relationship with yourself. This kind of assessment without judgment reduces stress. It reduces stress. When you love yourself through these processes or practice loving yourself, if you've had a little struggle with even understanding or recognizing what it means to love yourself, releasing judgment in those moments when you think, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Why did I do this? Why did I move this direction and it's not working anyway? When you release the question like that and you ask, okay, what am I learning about myself in this situation? How am I growing? What's different about me from when I started? When you look at things in that way with curiosity, without judging yourself, you reduce stress. You actually energize yourself. You get to have fun shifting. Now, I recognize that if you've been in the push, push, push cycle, you probably haven't had a ton of fun not judging yourself, right? So when I talk about having fun, and fun is a value of mine, so I talk about it a lot because fun is fuel. Fun energizes you. Fun helps you keep the energy for your passion. Fun becomes a new practice. Whether it's taking time to listen to your favorite music, dance a little bit, be silly, make faces at your dog, get a dog, whatever it is that you need to do to have some more fun. Connect with other people, create for creation's sake, art for art's sake, those kind of things. Just stepping outside of your usual routine of push, 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 you will find that you have more energy. And let it be a practice, okay? Let it be that you get out of your head and into your body. All right. Now, here's what's cool. As you are moving forward and you're making these assessments, you're slowing down, you're reflecting so that you can realign. And this is where the fun part comes in for the realignment. Remember, I told you that you can have fun in the exploration. You can have fun being curious. You can have fun being the detective who's going to try to figure this out. This is where you start to define what is working and what is the next path I'm going to take. What are the next steps I'm going to take on that path? Ooh, that sounds kind of fun, doesn't it? It sounds really juicy and exciting. And if I know that what I'm doing right now isn't working, if I know that the pieces I'm doing right now, the actions that I'm taking, the pieces of this puzzle that aren't working, I can take them out, or at least reduce that activity and increase some other activity. So I start to create another goal, and I reduce it into actionable steps and tasks, and I start implementing immediately. Pausing does not mean stopping. Reflecting does not mean stopping. Slowing down does not mean stopping. The slowing down from a push, push, push will actually give you the energy. The data that you collect, I'm not joking when I tell you that data can be exciting, especially if you're a high analyst person who's in your head a lot. Imagine breaking down your own worksheet, your own Excel spreadsheet, your Google sheet with all the data in it. You don't have to go that far. You can journal if you want to. But imagine starting to look through that and seeing what is working and what is not, and then deciding, okay, I'm going to take these pieces, I'm going to refine my goal, and I'm going to shift my action steps. I'm going to break it down into tasks, and I'm going to start one immediately in this new energy of curiosity, with the belief that I can have everything that I want that feels good and right and natural to me. I feel like somebody needed to hear that. You get to have fun with this process. You get to have fun in your life. Yes, your big mission, the transformation that you want to bring the world, is serious. And you also get to have fun in the process. You get to have levity, you get to have lightness, even in moments where you feel like things are not going well. You get to enjoy the excitement of the challenge. I know that is a hard shift from a lot of the things that you've been taught. Push, 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 keep going, keep fighting, be harder on yourself, be more diligent, etc. Sometimes those tactics work. But if you want to feel energized, if you want to feel alive, if you want to feel curious and enjoy the process of moving to your vision, what if you just shifted the way you look at the problem, the way you look at the failure, the way you look at what's not working, what is working, and what's kind of working? And you let it be fun to explore what you can do next. So much is possible here. As you take that time to slow down and pause, you reduce burnout because you're not in the push, push, push cycle. This is why hustling is fun for short bursts of time. Especially entrepreneurs love when the idea is surging and you want to get a bunch of things done. But living in the hustle, living in the push, push, push is a place to drain yourself. It's a place that creates burnout. So we want to find a balance, a happy, easy balance where you have these moments of bursts of energy. Maybe you have a certain night of the week. Maybe you have a certain time of the day where you have a rush of energy and you want to hustle during that time. But the rest of the time, you let it be a simple flow of not overworking, not fighting, not chasing. So you can have that balance and stay energized. When you do this, when you explore with curiosity, without all the judgments filling in the spaces in between your thoughts, you create space for creativity. And this is where you tap into those infinite solutions of the universe so that you can find the one that works for you. When you're in this creative space, you get to have fun, it gets to feel light, and you get to learn more about yourself and about the process and about who you're becoming and about even why you want it so badly. And you can reconnect to your passion. I feel like I want to make a start, stop, continue list today. Okay. Please take regular breaks, take regular retreats, take some mindfulness practices like these and put them in your routines so that you're not always in the push, push, push. So you create space for reflection. You create space for realignment. And you trust that when you pause and slow down, that you'll actually get to speed up again. You'll move faster toward the success when you realign frequently. Now, I'm not talking you have to do this 3 times a day. I'm talking about once every few weeks. When you're noticing that you're in the push, push, push longer than you've been in the give and receive cycle. Allow yourself to check in with yourself regularly. Maybe it's once a month. Maybe you invite this time for yourself 1 time a month. You take yourself to an environment that you're not usually in. You give yourself some quiet. You play a little music. You have your favorite snack and your favorite drinks. And you invite your higher self to be there with you to explore what is working, what's not working, what do you want more of, what do you want less of, and have some fun with it. Let this slow down to speed up be a gift to yourself, a regular one-on-one with yourself about where you are in proximity to your goals and your vision. Okay, I hope that you've received lots of goodies from this message today, because I have received lots of goodies from this message today. Be very loving with yourselves. Be kind. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.